Hello, Canada, hockey fans in the United States and different lands.
Tavares scored. He's been sort of coming out of the doldrums of that career-long pointless streak that he was on. Now Bertuzzi's got to get involved. And we talked about how, the statistical regression suggests he should be involved more. He needs to get on the score sheet more. Had an assist at least in the win over Dallas. Got to get him on the score sheet in terms of a goal. And he's got to be that guy. Because right now, Jim, with Yarncroc out, he is the best of the best in terms of secondary scoring. He's outside of the core four. He's got the most goals on this team. Bertuzzi's got to move up that standing from 6 goals this season into something a lot bigger.
Okay, let me counter that and get your response. I'm looking for something from that third line. I thought Domi skated really well and had opportunity against Dallas. Gregor is a guy who can play up at times, and Robertson is on the spot. I mean, something has to happen from that line, in my opinion, because it's not going to happen for the fourth line.
Yeah, look, and Robertson has had some good stretches. Like you look at it, he had that, 4 goals in 6 games there. He had that run where he was really firing. And he's got 7 goals in the year, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But you're right. Like he's got to be a guy that they can count on. He's got to prove that he's a reliable presence out there alongside Domi. Both him and Domi, look, it's a two-way thing, right? Nobody doubts that their offense. They've been able to make things happen on the offensive side of the puck, but to stay on the ice and get the kind of time that you need to perform, they've got to prove to Sheldon Keefe that they can be responsible on both ends. It's going to be big if they can get something out of that line. I agree with you.
So there's a couple of wacky occurrences here. In that Ottawa hasn't played since January 31st, so that's 10 days. They had the All-Star break and then the week, obviously, up until now, off. The Leafs play well in Ottawa. The Leafs play well on the road. It's like spin a wheel here. Which one do you go with?
Well, look, I'm going to go with the optimistic view here because this is a kind of a road game that it will feel like a home game, which, as we pointed out, maybe isn't a good thing because they haven't been very good at home. But it's different, Jim, because these are the different Leaf fans. These are the Leaf fans that can't necessarily afford to get into the lower bowl of the arena down on Bay Street because we know the prices down there are corporate, let's say, and very difficult for the average guy to get. These are the Leaf fans that get loud. Not that they don't get loud at the Scotiabank Arena, but I think these are the Leaf fans, the traveling Leaf fan who's been doing maybe a little bit of tailgating in the parking lot on a nice, February day here in Ontario. I like the chances here. This could feel a little different for the Leafs. As much as they've had a problem beating the bad teams in the league, we talked about how they're 5-5-3 against the bottom 6 in the league, including 1-2-0 against Ottawa this season. I like their chances of catching a very rusty Senators team sleeping out of the gates and pouncing on them.
Okay, here's Coach Keefe on what the Leafs need to do to be successful tonight.
Play well within our own game and build off the good things we did the other night to beat a very good Dallas team. Ottawa team stresses you, with the offense that they can generate through their lineup and through their defense. So we've got to defend real hard and play on their half of the ice. So really, it's just about our game coming together.
What's what was now the reason, or now a good time to go with Martin Jones in goal?
Well, he's played really, really well for us. So we need to keep him involved and keep him going. And at the same time, it gives Samsonov a couple of practice days here. He and Jones both skated yesterday after not skating in the outdoor day. They skated yesterday, got a good work day with Curtis, and another one here today for Sammy, and Jones will go. So like I said, he's done a really good job for us and got us through a tough period of time. And at least he needs to remain part of things here now, especially as we're still waiting Joe Wall to come back. Need to use two guys.
It's been a while since William Laugeson's been in the lineup. What are you hoping from him tonight?
Just to do the job that he did when he came in previously. He's obviously, when you haven't played for a while, you need to simplify things even more, but he plays a pretty simple game as it is. So just defend hard and move the puck up the ice. And he's worked very hard and he's been very patient. And there's some confidence there in him because of how he's played. He got us through, much like Jones, you're talking about with the injuries in goal. Like I said, when we had injuries on defense, did a really nice job for us. So he should feel good about that and just get in and have a clear mind and let it fly.
What's the latest on Giordano and Timmins?
Gio's, he's got a lower body injury. It'll be day-to-day, maybe a little bit longer than day-to-day, but nothing too serious. And then it's just an illness for Timmins that's hit him pretty hard. So, in terms of the time period, we don't know, but he wasn't available to travel on the trip with us here today.
But Giordano, was it something that occurred in the last game or something?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Well, growth of the Benoit-McCabe pairing, what are your thoughts on that?
Just two competitors, Benoit, no matter who he's played with us, has done his thing, which is to defend hard, be in your face. Not a lot of bad things have happened when Benoit's been on the ice. He's cleaned up a lot of things for us. And then McCabe, McCabe's got the competitiveness as well and the physicality, but also has got the speed to carry the puck up the ice and to help the group a little bit more offensively. And Benoit's, like I said, been there to kind of to support that well. So, yeah, it's worked well, but I think a lot of it is just rooted in the competitiveness and physicality that they both bring.
Coach Keefe getting set for the Ottawa Senators. So Yarncroke Camp, Gio and Timmins all out with various ailments. So let's go to that blue line, Dave. If you consider what Benoit brings, what McCabe brings, and Lagesson in tonight has that grit as well. I mean, what do they need to add to that blue line, in your opinion?
They need experience. They need proven NHL experience, a la Luke Schenn. Like if you could recreate the Luke Schenn deal of a year ago, we saw how Luke Schenn was instrumental in helping the Maple Leafs get over that first round hump and beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. Instantly inserted himself as a go-to guy, essentially a top pair guy for a lot of the time out there, alongside Morgan Riley at times. That's what they need. And I'm not saying they're going to get Luke Schenn. Obviously, he's not available, but we've been talking about Chris Tanev. Tanev, I think, would fit the bill beautifully. And I think it's essential. If you want to do what you did last year and then more, which is not flame out in the second round in a 5-game whimper, you're going to have more to draw from when it comes to personnel. And that's why I think it's important for them to shore up the blue line between now and March 8th.
Yeah, so just a couple seconds, but if you add 10 up to what they have, not subtracting anybody, and you have that kind of a blue line, it could make up somewhat for the top-heavy forward unit, couldn't it?
You'd hope so. You'd really hope so. I mean, look, as Sheldon Keefe just talked about, McCabe adding offense. I mean, we're talking about secondary scoring. In the 15 games played in 2024, Jim, you go down the list, it's the core four in terms of the leading goal scorers, and then it's Jake McCabe and Morgan Riley with 3 goals each. They got more goals in 2024 than any forwards not in the core 4. So it's, that's a good thing. I mean, they need some offense from the back end. McCabe and Riley have been providing that. It's not all a bad news story on the blue line. There've been some really good performances this season. I just think it's about shoring up the depth and putting guys into proper slots. And clearly, a guy like Simon Benoit would be in a much better position if he was on a third pair rather than the second pair.
The opening face-off with Joe Bone and Jim Ralph is next. This is Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
There is no competition in soccer quite like the UEFA Champions League. And it's on Sirius XM FC.
Kylian Mbappe delivering when it matters.
To tangle with the Senators this evening as they come off a 5-2-0 record in their last 7 games and are hopeful of doing something that they haven't been able to do very well, and that is take down an Eastern Conference opponent. It's really bizarre. They're so good against the West, and against the East, they've been terrible.
Yeah, it has been a little bit baffling that their last win against the an Eastern Conference team was the Columbus Blue Jackets before Christmas, December 23rd. And yet, when you look at how they've fared against the West, they are 9-3 in their last 12 games. And the majority of those coming on the road.
Goaltenders tonight, Ilya Samsonov, 9-4-6, 3.38 goals against, average 879 save percentage. He's 5-2-0 lifetime against the Ottawa Senators. And Joonas Korpisalo, 12-16-2 this year, 3.38 and an 889 save percentage, gets the call for the Senators. He is 7-4-0 lifetime against the Maple Leafs. And this is a rather historic puck drop. The 7,000th game in Maple Leaf history. And during the first period intermission, Mr. Ralph will go through all 6,999 games to give you all of the scores and updates.
The New York American.
7,000 games. How good is that? Leafs to the right, Senators to the left. We're underway, and we're glad you're along with us as Shabbat chips the puck out into the center ice area. Now Riley shooting it in. And you can hear the Go Leaf Go chant starting already. This building in Ottawa is just littered with blue and white jerseys. Here's a shot by Riley, and Korpisalo makes his first save of the evening. On the boards, Tkachuk getting it out at center. Getting a change started as a long shoot-in goes wide of the Leaf goal. Calle Yarncroc, Connor Timmins, Mark Giordano, David Camp out of the lineup. William Lagesson into the game on the defense for the Maple Leafs. The one change from the other night. Leafs steal the puck. It gets back to the point. Just getting on there was McCabe to keep it in. Bertuzzi in the far corner. Bertuzzi dragging it along the wall, but couldn't get it freed up there. Nylander, and it's poked out at center ice, and Benoit circles back into his own zone. Nice fake, and then the Ottawa player didn't realize that the rink ends after 200 feet and did a nose plant into the end boards. Here's Domi back in over the line with a pass in front for Nylander, who thought he was slashed. Now here's Nylander with it again. On his backhand, got it in front. A weak backhand by Domi went wide of the net.
Well, Nylander would have had a great opportunity.
Not sure who that Ottawa player was. We just kind of saw him out the side of our picture here, but he did a nose plant in there when Benoit did a nice little fake and then a reverse, and all of a sudden the 200 feet came up on him rather quickly.
Well, if you couldn't see him, you could hear him.
No, that's right. That's exactly
Double
right.
to the boards. Fortunately, no injury. By the way, for Martin Jones, his debut as a Maple Leaf came in this building on December the 7th when he replaced the injured Joseph Wall. Obviously, Wall has not played since that game. But Jones came in, ended up picking up the win, a goal on 10 shots.
Here's Gregor in over the line with a weak shot that went wide of the Ottawa goal. Domi in the corner, back of the net. Gregor couldn't get it off his skates. Then Robertson into the fray, comes loose and gets it to Gregor. Back behind the net for Robertson. Robertson leaving it there. No, got it back again for Domi. Domi in the near corner, tried to one-hand it out in front. Hamonic was able to free it up and has got it out at center ice. Shot by Shane Pinto into the Toronto zone. One of two things Mr. Ralph will very quickly ascertain. The Senators have not played in 10 days, so they're either going to be really refreshed or they're going to be really rusty.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, exactly. Back at the point, Brody off on the left wing side. Riley with a shot that didn't make it through. Around back of the net, Kubalik will play it up on the wing, and it is chipped out at center ice, and hustling after it is Mark Kostelic. Kostelic with a backhand that hit the side of the goal. Centering pass was blocked. Brody in against the boards, has it in his skate. Trying to free it up for Morgan Riley. Riley getting a couple of free cross checks in there, and then Reeves frees it up, and it is Holmberg getting it up on the left wing side, and Riley comes to center. Riley will shoot it into the Ottawa zone. Round the boards, played back by Shabbat into the near corner. Artem Zub Gets it off on the left wing, and Stutzla returns the favor, and Zub's pass is a bad one, intercepted by the Leafs, and trying to spring it ahead, looking for Nyes, but it deflected away, and then Shabbat ran out of ice there too and knocked it down. Loose puck in front of the goal. A backhand. Another shot and a penalty coming here to Ottawa. Here's Marner. Far side. Scores! Matthews! Someone get a crayon out and put a little X right in that little circle over to the right, because he finds that like no one else. 1-0 Toronto. Number 42 on the season.
Comes on a delayed penalty call. But, Joe, you and I talked before the game started that Matthew Nyes, the numbers aren't what you would have been hoping. And Nyes is going to get an assist here, but he gets in on the forecheck, takes Thomas Shabbat. The puck is eventually coughed up by the Senators, but it's Matthew Nyes that works it out to the front of the net. And then Marner finds Matthews in the right wing circle. And if you haven't seen this one, I guarantee you've seen something similar about 200 times.
Boy, it's
automatic, isn't it?
It is, and the only thing that I think that you can really compare it to is Ovechkin from that one spot, right?
Yeah, if Ovechkin was, the half slapper, where Matthews is, just the quick snap and release.
In over the line now. Here's Nylander getting it down into the corner, and it's pushed out at center ice, and Tkachuk gets it off on the right side. A pass over on the left wing. Norris tried to get it in front. Intercepted, and the Leafs push it out. Benoit getting it ahead. Bertuzzi to the line. Didn't get it in deep, and Benoit's trapped down there. Brought back the other way by Shane Pinto. Pinto driving wide. Good play by Robertson to take him wide, and the shot then deflected wide of the Leaf goal. Back to the point on the far side. Long shot directed wide of the net, swept in front of the goal. The Leafs get a stick on it and are able to tip it out into the center ice area. Austin Matthews with his 42nd goal of the season. Nyes and Marner. 3:45 the time of the opening goal of the hockey game. Leafs get a turnover. Brought in by Domi. Man going to the front of the net, and it was Gregor, and it went off his stick and went harmlessly wide. Lagesson trying to keep it in, but it comes free, and Liljegren goes back to retrieve it. The pass is intercepted and brought back now by the Sens, and it is Kostelic sending it down into the corner. Liljegren rings the boards with it to get it up on the far side. Reeves kicking and slashing at it, and finally gets it out. Zub will try to send it back in. On the right wing side, Parker Kelly trying to get a shot. That was broken up. Now a shot is directed at the net. An easy stick save made there by Samsonov. And the puck in the Toronto zone is pushed out at center ice by McMahon. Senators back in their own end. Zub waiting for your teammates to change. Gets it off to Giroux. Drop pass for Stutzla. Back to Giroux, and into the zone it goes. Brody is first there to play it ahead, and the Leafs are going to get it out into the center ice area. Only Holmberg couldn't get free. Now brought back in by Stutzla. Pass into the slot area. Unable to shoot it was Matthew Joseph. Sent around to the far side. Fourth line's been on here for a while. Reeves is going to get it out and get a change of players started. Played right back down into the Leaf zone, and Brody goes back. 13 and a half minutes to go in the first period. The Leafs lead 1-0. Pass off a stick, intercepted. Back comes Batherson in on the right side, looking for Tkachuk. It comes back to the point, a long shot that went wide. Back to the near point in a drive, blockered away nicely by Samsonov. Leafs get to the puck, and Nyes gets it out over the line, and Matthews trying to carry on. Gets some assistance from Nyes to get it into the zone, but no one can get a stick on it. Benoit and McCabe getting it up ahead. Matthews returns it to the defenseman, who shoots it in. Round on the far side, cleared by Ridley Gregg, back of the Ottawa goal. Upended there was Tarasenko. Leafs keep the puck in, and then McCabe had it taken away, but Nylander steals it back into the slot area. Dropping it back. Here's a chance. Bertuzzi tried to lean on one, but his stick was knocked off the puck there by the Sens right in the slot. Now Nylander's stolen it again. And Tavares couldn't help him out.
Well, there's 3 times in that shift, Joe, that Willie Nylander, the stick lift and the steal, to be able to keep it in. He did it twice in the left wing boards. That led to the opportunity by Tyler Bertuzzi. Something that's scary, though, with the Austin Matthews goal. Now in the last 24 goals scored by the Toronto Maple Leafs, 19 of the 24 scored by the Big Four. Nylander, Matthews, Tavares, and Marner.
Gosh, I'm sure glad we have them.
Yes. I mean, you could make all kinds of comments from they're paid to do that, and that's why they're the core 4.
And they play a lot, and that's why they get all the chances. But, I mean, the bottom line is you're going to pay them that kind of money, and they're that good. Why wouldn't you want them on the ice? And so, and we talked about the third line. Now here's Riley in with a pass in front. They score! Max Domi gets a beautiful feed from Morgan Riley, and the Maple Leafs have quickly opened up a 2-0 lead. And the answer to that burning question is Rusty.
Yes. But for Max Domi, talk about secondary scoring. He just had 1 assist in the 9 games coming into this one. They are going to look at this to see if there was a kicking motion. There doesn't appear to be. It looks like he just simply changes the angle of his right skate. Left-handed shooting Domi is to the right of the Ottawa goaltender Korpisalo and just turns the skate. I don't know if the Senators are going to challenge this or not. Oh, I think they might be.
All right. But it's the linesmen who are looking at it.
Yeah, maybe this is for the offside, Joe.
Yeah. So we'd better wait. Coach's challenge here by Ottawa.
I mean, we look at Tyler Bertuzzi, who has got a huge 0 for 17. Has not scored in a 17-game span, although he has. It's just both goals were taken away. One for goalie interference and one was kicked in.
We haven't seen a replay of the entry into the zone.
Yeah, but you're right. It's got to be offside simply because
where's the puck?
There was we saw Noah Gregor cross the blue line in HD, but we did not
see the puck anywhere.
Did not see the puck anywhere yet. So we were waiting, but obviously the Ottawa Senators feeling comfortable enough.
And it's interesting with Jacques Martin coming on, you would have thought that, if anything, the Ottawa defense play would improve. Still don't see the puck. I don't know what we're looking at, but I don't see the puck anywhere. I see the... Oh, here's the answer. Okay.
And for Max Domi, you're saying figures. So, successful challenge by the Ottawa Senators. We still have not seen a replay that would show Noah Gregor. But okay, here we got a wider angle now. This is when the puck was just backhanded in. Yeah, you can see right there that Noah Gregor got tied up with an Ottawa player. And even though he was trying to drag the right leg over the blue line, I think it was that slight collision with the Ottawa player that swung the leg over, so the Senators get a break.
And the Maple Leafs with a 1-0 lead. And you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
It's where stars are born.
I feel good.
And legends are made.
It was all a dream.
Step inside the legendary Apollo Theater.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime at the Apollo.
With an exclusive limited run channel. Hear from artists inspired by the iconic venue, those who knew it best, and of course, the music. Celebrate Black History Month on the Apollo Theater channel, now for a limited time.
Channel 107 and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
And we're with John Cooper, head coach of the Lightning. Can you kind of talk about your relationship with your captain?
You know, whether I...
are quite familiar with number 34 scoring goals in that building. As Austin Matthews, 9-game point streak, 14 points, 9 goals. And the Maple Leafs with a 1-0 lead.
4 goals in his very first 2 periods in the NHL in that building. Hard to believe he's been a bit of a disappointment since then, unable to keep that pace.
That's right. That was one of the most memorable nights I think I've ever had in broadcasting. I think you'll probably agree. Puck along the boards. Leafs get it out at center. Matthews finds McCabe. McCabe dropping for Matthews. Works into the corner. Stops up. Had it knocked off. Put it right between one of the defender's legs to stick handle out. And then the pass was unable to be tracked down by Benoit. Leafs back in their own zone. Riley for Tavares. Tavares straight up ice to center. Drops for Willie. Nylander circles back. Now gets it up on the right side. Bertuzzi in across the line for Riley in front for Tavares. Oh, and a big save made by Korpisalo's right pad. The captain was right in the goal crease when he got the return pass. Matthew Joseph playing it off the boards to center. Riley going back. The Leafs have dominated play, but the shots are just 3-2. Here's Nylander dropping it back, but unable to get there in time to keep it in was William Lagesson. Brody getting it up ahead for Domi. Domi gets it across the line, but has it knocked back out. Then Lagesson shoots it back in again. Leafs have to tag up and do, and the Sens have it back in their own zone. Pass up on the right wing, gets to the line. Unable to track that down with Shane Pinto, and it's back into Ottawa territory where it's launched on a high arc down into the Leaf zone. Liljegren got it back, and then it was stolen by Vladimir Tarasenko. Tarasenko gets it in on the right side. Ridley Gregg in with a chance. Good save made there by Samsonov. Robertson couldn't get the puck out. Bouncing disc to the side of the net. Gregg trying to come out of the corner with it. Gregg still with it. Works down in along the boards. Tried to play it back along the wall. Zub was there. Now it's broken up. Robertson with a chance to move it up ice, and he'll get it up on the right wing and scamper to center, looking for a return pass that goes astray. Senators back in their own zone. Brandstrom waiting for change to happen. Half the period in the books. 1-0 Toronto. And still just 3-2 shots on goal. Here's Benoit. Dropping for McCabe. He looks one way, passes the other. Got it down into the zone for McMahon, but couldn't track it down. Reeves now with Holmberg getting it back to the point. Benoit far side. A shot deflected in front of the net. There was a huge crowd out there, and it is played to center ice now by Ottawa and down into the Leaf end. Simon Benoit. What a revelation this young man has been to this Leaf defense corps. Played down into the Ottawa zone. Nyes unable to get a forechecking hit there on Josh Norris, who brings it into the Leaf zone on the right wing side. Oh, and a good glove save off Batherson by Ilya Samsonov, who snapped that left leg out. So the Leafs leading 1-0. John Tavares with a great chance. Korpisalo coming up with the big save. And the Leafs on a goal. Oilers 0. On a goal by Austin Matthews, number 42 on the season.
Really have dominated play, but he said the shots on goal really haven't been able to get through. Obviously, he had the goal called back as well. Did you not think the lack of celebration by Max Domi that he knew?
Something was up, yeah.
I just thought it was a little understated for Max, especially after 9 games without a goal.
Chopped around the boards down into the corner in the Ottawa zone. Zub gets it up on the wing. Pushed by Stützle out at center. Zub trying to return the favor. Does get in over the line. Chabot in on goal. And Jones comes out and swallows that up at the top of the crease.
Jones appeared to be laboring a little bit, Joe, after making the stop. And this was kind of a fortunate bounce as it bounced off Morgan Riley and the right wing boards back to the middle of the ice.
Oh, I know why he's laboring.
Yeah.
He took that one down in the nether regions. He's okay. Back to the point. Walking in on the wing with a shot. That went high and wide of the Leaf goal. Wraparound attempt didn't work. And Bertuzzi has skating room and gives it off to Nylander. Nylander flipping it into the right wing corner, and Bertuzzi hustling in there after it, trying to free it up and got it back along the boards. Nylander works into the corner. Chips it back at the net. Bertuzzi tried to center. Did! Big save there off of Tavares by Korpisalo. Another centering pass. And it was knocked away and played off the glass to center ice. Bertuzzi made a great pass. First one was blocked. The second one was right on the tape.
Korpisalo made 2 huge stops in a row there as the Leafs shots on goal total up to 6 now.
Lagesson got it ahead for Noah Gregor. Gregor in on the left wing. Stops it up. Looks to make a pass in front. And it rolls into the goal crease. And it is covered up by Korpisalo and will be held for a face-off.
Noah Gregor's gone 20 games without a goal. And we had an opportunity there, Joe, coming down the left wing side. Great speed coming over the Ottawa line. But then, and we've seen him how many times score from the left wing circle so far this year. Had an opportunity to do it. But when the confidence is a little low, you hesitate and you hold on, and he eventually runs out of room.
Shot goes wide of the Ottawa goal. Liljegren back of the net for Robertson. Domi trying to help him out back of the net, kicking at it. Robertson unable to fish it free. Now gets after it in the near corner. Got it in front of the net, and a shot wired wide of the net by Noah Gregor. Kept in at the blue line by Liljegren. Played deeper into the corner now for Robertson. Tried to one-hand it to Gregor. That didn't work. And now the Sens turn the puck over. Lagesson to the far point. Liljegren with a shot, and down rather deep in his net was Korpisalo, but he was able to get to it. And another face-off coming in the Ottawa zone as a result.
I mean, we joked about whether the Ottawa Senators, this is their first game since the All-Star break, whether they'd be a little rusty or whether they'd be well-rested. Well, rusty it is, as they've been back on their heels most of this game.
6:40 to play in the first period.
But as we always know, with the Ottawa Senators and the Leafs, a 1-goal lead ain't very safe for the first period.
Lifted into the Toronto zone by Kubalik. He's minus 20 on the season. The winger is, and the Leafs get it out at center. And Reeves working to the line and in on the right wing side. Tried to get a shot away. It went off a skate and has cleared the glass into the screen. And there'll be a face-off coming in the Ottawa zone as a result.
Ryan Reeves got back into the lineup in the 2 games against the Winnipeg Jets before the All-Star break. Scored his first game back in Winnipeg.
His hometown.
Yep. And he's, we've talked about this. He's looked noticeable in the offensive zone and on the forecheck. He's been physical.
A draw won by Ottawa. Hamonic gets it up on the right wing side. Chipped in over the line by Parker Kelly. And Liljegren gets back to retrieve the puck and sends a long lead pass for Reeves, who got stood up there by Tkachuk as it shot back down into the Toronto end. Jones playing it off into the corner. Liljegren carries to center. Chipped it ahead. McMahon didn't get it in deep enough. And then Matthews is able to force it a little deeper, and Jacob Chikrin is there to get it ahead. Brought out at center ice then by Norris. He had his pocket picked, and the Sens have to go back to their own blue line. Played ahead into the Leaf zone. Played right back out at center. Sens wait for teammates to get onside, looking for a pass in front of the net for Batherson. Didn't work, and the Maple Leafs Marner didn't see the puck coming out at him and might have been able to chip it ahead and get Matthews roaring, but never saw the puck. McCabe, long rink wide off the skate of Matthews, but he carries on and then had it knocked away. Leafs trying to get back on side. McCabe Nyes lost the puck, and now Riley has it back in his own zone, and Brody flipping it back for the Leaf defenseman, and Riley gets it ahead, tipped in by Marner, and Tavares will go into the forecheck. Played along the boards and bunted out at center, and now here's Stützle working in over the line. A bouncing puck to contend with, and he couldn't. Back out at center ice. Stützle playing it all the way back into his own end. Zub gave the puck away. Oh, and a chance for Tavares, and it went over top of the goal. Oh my, you couldn't have been set up any better. Another shot wide of the Leaf goal this time. Tavares has had a couple of glorious chances here in the first period.
The rebound on that, though, Joe, I thought Tyler Bertuzzi had an empty net. He could have tried for it, instead trying to go back to the left point.
Bouncing puck at the Leaf line. Gregor sends it into the Ottawa end. Chopped at. It comes back towards the blue line and brought out at center now by Ridley Gregg. Gregg double teamed, and the puck into the corner for Liljegren. Liljegren around on the boards. Lagesson was able to get it ahead. Domi was skating room. Hits the line to an open wing on the far side. Robertson dropping the puck, and a good blocker save made there by Korpisalo. Back come the Sens with Kelly sending a long shot wide of the Leaf goal. In against the boards and down into the corner is Liljegren. The puck comes free, and it is Gregor getting it into center ice territory. 3.5 minutes to play in the first. 1-0 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs on a goal by Austin Matthews. Brandstrom starting out slowly in the Ottawa zone. Played it out into the neutral ice. Shot in then by Bernard Docker, but it is going to be whistled down offside and play call.
By the way, you mentioned the first game for Austin Matthews in Ottawa. What about this? This is his 33rd career game against the Ottawa Senators. It is goal number 24 in 33 games.
You're listening to Molson Leaf. And 8 times they have combined on a Toronto Maple Leaf goal. They are one behind the club record.
Hitler McDonald?
Yes, indeedy. 209 times. Darryl Sittler and Lanny McDonald. I'm sorry, guys. It ain't going to be around long. And our best wishes being set out to Lanny, who is recovering from his, how did he put it? A
Cardiac
episode, yes. Puck down in the Ottawa zone, backhanded out at center. Tkachuk has deflected it down into the Toronto end. And going back to retrieve it now is Marner. He got his hands up in the air. Wonder, what am I doing here behind the net with this puck? Where's the defense? Now Riley gets to the puck. Marner turns it over, though. 3-on-1 break going the wrong way. And a goal. Oh, what a save by Jones. The rebound scores. Claude Giroux tidies up after an impressive save made by Martin Jones, and the game is tied.
Now Mitch Marner got taken down at center, and the turnover resulted in an odd man rush for the Senators. Morgan Riley threw it up to Mitch Marner. Looked like he got his skates kicked out from under him by Shane Pinto. And was it not Pinto that walked in? Or was that, Matthew Joseph?
Yeah, that was Matthew Joseph, yep.
Took the pass from Giroux, was stopped by Jones, and a great save by Jones in the original shot. Then I think he lost where the puck was. And it went back to Giroux, who put it in.
16th of the year for the Hearst, Ontario native. Long shot blocked by Jones. Another shot wired wide of the Leaf goal. Trapped now by Ottawa. A shot goes wide of the net. To the far side, Shabbat got it down into the corner. Drop back for Shabbat. Sharp angle. That went wide of the goal, and this tally by Ottawa has gone right to their legs. Another shot stopped by Martin Jones. Far side, Tavares unable to get it past the forecheck. Now into the near corner. It goes to Liljegren, and he's going to bank it out into neutral ice. And Tavares then gives the puck away. And there's going to be a penalty. Oh, gosh, no, there wasn't. All right, well, I guess we're even. In on the right side, Kostelic dropping it back. Good blocker save made by Jones again. Leafs trying to get the puck out at center, but since giving up that goal, they've really been on kind of high alert. Now here's Robertson, unable to make a pass. Intercepted. Parker Kelly brings it back at center. Stolen there by Domi. And the Leafs regroup it. And Benoit will step up at center and shoot it in. Giroux's 16th from Joseph. The scoring play for Ottawa that has deadlocked the game at once.
Ottawa went from 4 shots on goal to 10 in the space of, 90 seconds?
Down into the corner with 20 seconds left in the period. Domi chipping it along the boards. Nyes doesn't get it out for him. He works it against the boards. Now when it does come free, Lagesson working to the near wall. 8 seconds left. Puck still in the Toronto end. Benoit taken hard to the boards by Tkachuk. They jostle the puck into the slot area. Time's going to run out before they can get a shot away.
Well, you talk about playing a full 20-minute first period. The Leafs were great for about 17 and a half. Then the turnover, then the goal, and then Ottawa was on fire. So maybe they horned in the first period. Was a huge break for the Leafs. They do have a goal called back because of an offside. So Max Domi is still on a 9-game goalless drought. But the Leafs have to get back to the way they were playing early in the first period, or actually for the majority of the period, and not let your foot off the gas.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sam here. As you can tell, I am still not in great shape whatsoever, but I wanted to come on here at Intermission and just welcome everybody and say thank you so much again for supporting us in this alternate format as we work kind of through being under the weather. So thank you kindly. Good first period, solid first period, both teams playing well. Unfortunately, Domi had that one goal called back. That was just too bad. Max, how's it going? Good to see you. Big Canadian Trash Guy, good to see you as well. Thank you so much again for being here. If you have not yet hit that like button, do me a favor, do tap that like button. It helps us out so much. So if you wouldn't mind just giving it a little click, that would be awesome. That really does go a long way. One of the things I did want to mention why those likes and the shares are so important is Canadian content creators are a little behind the gun, if you will, with the way the algorithms share out. There's been some changes made, so we really need some assistance. So if you don't mind, hit that like, hit that share, and it really helps us out. Tell your friends, tell your family. Yeah, Denver, I've been pretty sick for about a week or so, which is why I'm not on screen. Have to go with this alternate format. I don't have much left to my voice, but did want to just come out and thank everybody. Ottawa is leading the face-off circle. They're up 7-5. No power plays yet in this game. Ottawa leading in the hits 10-8, which also happens to be the same as the shots on net. So pretty evenly played match right now. Matthews, of course, has that Toronto goal. And yeah, we don't need to get too far into the politics, but it's really messing with all Canadian content creators, especially on YouTube, which is why a lot of the hockey people who you used to be able to watch across the nation don't really do it as much as they did, because with the changes to the algorithms, it's really hurt a lot. So that's why we're saying, especially if you're south of the border, help us out, tell your friends, put our links on kind of some of the hockey streams out there. Help us try and get around some of these roadblocks that we have to face. So we appreciate it. Thank you, Lucas, so much. Thank you, everybody, for the well wishes. I just feel like I gotta go. Oh no, Mark, I'm sorry. You know what? Everyone's gonna get it at some point, right? It's gonna come up around somewhere, but yeah, it's too bad. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are not feeling well right now, so want everybody to stay well and stay healthy. And if you are sick, if you are not feeling well, just rest up, eat your chicken soup, and we'll be back before you know. We'll be back on stream, calling the games, having a lot of fun. It's playing T-Fest. I agree, Bert. Bert's gotta go. I'm done with him, and not feeling well. My patience is very thin, so Bert definitely has to go. Nice, Lucas. I hope you never do. I hope you never do. I'm taking a look around the league at the other games in action right now. 3-0 Florida Panthers over the Colorado Avalanche. End of the second period. Go Panthers, go. Tampa Bay is up 1-0 over Columbus. End of the first. Devils and Hurricanes, they are tied at 0 end of the first. Kraken and Flyers. Flyers are up 2-1 end of the first. Jets 2-0 over Pittsburgh end of the first. And that is it for games in action. Finals from earlier today. Montreal lost to the Dallas Stars 3-2. The Detroit Red Wings beat in overtime the Vancouver Canucks 4-3. St. Louis Blues 3-1 over the Buffalo Sabres, which, by the way, Tree Living and some of the Toronto executives were at that game in Buffalo scouting, so could there be a deal with St. Louis or Buffalo on the horizon? Calgary 5-2 winners over the Islanders, and the Washington Capitals in that 3-0 shutout over the Boston Bruins. Alex Ovechkin scored again, his 12th of the year. So Ovechkin still making away. What is he, 60 goals behind Gretzky now? He's catching up. Watch the stats. How bad the Leafs positioning is. It's all in the stats. Yeah, I'll have to go and do a big breakdown and take a look at all the stats a little later on. It's quite interesting when you do kind of break down all the stats. Everything shows. Here are some stats for you. I can finally get them up on the screen. They were a little delayed in publishing them, but we'll put those up just for those that want to take a little sneak peek at what's been going on. It does. The backward passing's got to stop. You know, I've been watching a lot of games lately, and this is a trend that's across most teams. This backwards passing is absolutely atrocious, and it drives me nuts. I was watching some of the Toronto Marlies game earlier today, and the Marlies, when I turned it off, they were losing 6-1, and watching on the power play and these drop back passes, oh my goodness, was just atrocious. So you gotta kind of call and stop with that. It's time for new strategies. Max, that's what I'm hoping. That's what everybody's saying, that Bird is a playoff guy. Well, it takes 82 games to get there. You know, Bert needs to contribute. So if he does not show up in the playoffs at all, oh my goodness, it's going to be disastrous. So yeah, Lucas, big game tomorrow night. Big game. Chiefs and the Niners. I'll be honest, I couldn't care less who actually wins. I'll go for the story. I'll say let's have the Chiefs win so I can see what happens with Kelce and Taylor Swift. The sideshow that's going on right now, of course. Taylor running off stage from her show in Tokyo to hop on a plane and fly to Vegas. So I'll be watching the game. We'll be chilled out on the couch with some chicken soup and tea, watching the Super Bowl, not the Super Bowl spread we were hoping for. Bring on the nachos and salsa and chips with dip and shrimp and wings and pizza. Maybe we'll have to indulge, but it's going to start off with some chicken soup and some tea. But it's going to be an interesting game, that's for sure. Put them on long-term IR. Lee, they need a reason. They can't just put him on IR. Although the way things are going, I'm sure the medical staff could write up some excuse. Put him on a long-term IR. Just watch the Puppy Bowl. There you go. The Puppy Bowl, that's always exciting. Of course, in other news in Vegas, if you're a wrestling fan, if you don't have the WWE Network, they did their WrestleMania 40 kickoff show from Vegas, where Cody Rhodes chose Roman Reigns as his appointment, and The Rock kind of getting into it, and they were kind of talking families, and The Rock smacking Cody Rhodes in the face. And WWE taking a turn towards the Attitude Era, as there was a lot of cursing going on, picked up on camera. So it's interesting to see where these guys are going to go. But yeah, lots going on in Vegas, of course, between the WWE and the Super Bowl. It's going to be a lot of fun. Pretty sure you need to eat. It's the law. Absolutely, Onyx. It is definitely is. You got to get all the snacks going. All right, give me 1 sec. I just need a drink. All right. So again, these not a great first period. It was an even first period, but like to see the Leafs pick it up. They're a much better team than what they're playing as right now. Not a football fan, tough, never was. Yeah, Daryl. Though I have seen some of the commercials, and they're really funny. Some of the commercials are really funny. Of course, here in Canada, again, we get hosed. We don't actually get to see a lot of them, so I usually search for them online before or after the game to watch them. And some of them are just great. There was an Uber Eats commercial that was so funny where Jennifer Aniston kind of forgot about David Schwimmer and who he was, and they had a fun little moment. Marcus, what's going on? Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. See, I'm excited for the commercials. I'm excited about Usher tomorrow night. curious to see if Justin Bieber is going to be one of the performers with Usher. Alicia Keys is supposed to be there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at halftime. Krista, welcome. I'm not feeling great. I'm not going to lie. I'm fighting. I'm trying to shake it off, taking all the meds, the painkillers, the decongestants, all that fun stuff. Taking whatever we can, trying to shake it off, but really just resting and resting as much as we can. So we'll be back. I don't know when, but as soon as we get over this, we'll be back live on camera, back to all of our shenanigans, calling these games the way we like to call the game. So again, thank you. If you're new, we got a lot of some new people coming in and checking us out. If you are checking us out, thank you again. Make sure you do subscribe, because you'll have to come back and see our real shows that we like to put on. Thank you, Krista. I appreciate it. And that's, part of the reason why I still want to come on and at least do these types of streams, so we can get together. We can all chat and hang out here. I know it's not the way it's different than the way we used to do it, but at least we can all hang out and cheer on the Leafs together. You know what? I actually don't have an alert box on the intermission scene. So that's my bad. That's my bad. I don't have an alert box. So it's the alerts aren't going to show up here. Yeah, that's right. Stupid offside, Dallas. Max Domi finally gets the goal, finally puts one in, and it's ruled back on the offside. And it was just on the offside. It was a close play, but just couldn't hang in there. All right, they're going through. We got about 3.5 minutes or so left at intermission. Second period is going to come back. I'm looking forward to see this top line again step up. Matthews, of course, putting in another goal. He's absolutely ridiculous. Fire your IT guy. Onyx, that would be me. I'm fired. I don't even have my fired sound effect. Here, I can do...
I forgot he's terrible.
I forgot he's terrible. There was something else I wanted to mention. There were some interesting points for tonight's game. And I know they mentioned a couple, and I put a couple in the chat. But Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, they factored on the same goal for the 208th time, which is one away from the most by a pair of teammates in franchise history. The record is currently held by Daryl Sittler and Lanny McDonald, which is at 209. So that is unbelievable, the amount of times those two have connected. The other thing I put in, Austin Matthews, he's one goal away from his 72nd career multi-game goal, which would break a tie with Daryl Sittler for the most in franchise history. So Austin Matthews is just crushing Leaf franchise records as he goes. And for the Senators, Tim Stützle, he is 3 points away from recording his third 50-point season with the Sens. The only other Senators that have recorded as many before the age of 23 is Martin Havlat, who did it 3 times. Hard to hear you over the music. Okay, I think the music has stopped, so it should be good. Oh, unless Dallas, maybe you mean your music and where you're hanging out. Dallas is partying really hard right now. Oh, you're behind. That's okay, Dallas. We forgive you. Yeah, so that's about it. All right, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to jump back in the chat. We're going to get ready. The second period is coming up in about a minute's time. Why hasn't Chris Tanev been traded yet? John, Calgary is giving Treliving a hard time. Toronto apparently is now rumored to be in on Tanev and Hanifin. Calgary's asking a lot. and Toronto doesn't want to give up as much as they're asking. So that's why he hasn't moved yet. There are a couple other teams in there, but the more teams that get involved, the asking price kind of becomes more and more as demand increases. He will be traded. The question is where. Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate it. Let's get ready for the second period. See y'all real soon.
So it is Matthews 42nd from Marner and Nyes, Giroux and Joseph combining on the Ottawa goal, and we're tied at 1.
And for Giroux, that is goal number 16 on the year. Actually, last year, his first year with the Senators, a career high in goals scored with 35. For Claude Giroux, 12 points now in his last 13 games. But you and I talked about it in the intermission, where this is the problem that has dogged the Toronto Maple Leafs. They come out, dominate early. They're up 1-0. Yes, you get the goal called back, but they can't get that next one to try to take control of the game. Make a mistake, ends up back in their own net, and now you start back to square one. So all that great work in the first 17 minutes is for naught. By the way, Brady Tkachuk, his draft class, and I find this incredible for Tkachuk, which was 2018, leads the draft class in games played, goals, point, and penalty minutes, and is fourth in assists behind the likes of Quinn Hughes and Rasmus Dahlin.
We're underway as it's played down into the Ottawa zone. They defend the goal to the right, and a shot taken there by Marner. Went off the glove of Korpisalo and went wide. Shabbat for Artem Zub. Played down into the Toronto zone. Left wing side, Tkachuk banned on a shot that Brody may have gotten in the way of. And now Marner at center, just laying it in for Nyes to go into the corner after it. He takes his man to the boards. The puck around to the far side, kept in by Toronto. And then a chip by Matthews didn't work, and it's cleared down into the Toronto end, but it's going to be an icing call against the Senators, and it'll be brought back. The referees tonight are Bo Halkitis and Eric Verlotte. Steve Barton and Bevan Mills are the linesmen in this game.
Now we have confirmed that Bo Halkitis is the son of Bob, former Leaf.
Face off with Tavares leaning in against Norris. And the draw won by the Maple Leafs. Nylander couldn't get a shot to the net. Liljegren has spun it back to the point where Nylander was filling in. Now gives it to McCabe. Back to Liljegren. Shot coming. That went off a leg and went wide. And the rebound, trying to clear it up on the wing. And now Shabbat will circle back in his own end. Played off the boards to center and down into the Leaf end. And McCabe goes back to swing it around to the near side. Liljegren long up to center. Trying to get it in over the line was Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi should score here tonight, if for no other reason that Jonas Korpisalo, he has scored more goals on Korpisalo than any other goaltender, and Korpisalo has struggled against him. Although there are some others in the list that include McDavid, Sebastian Aho, and Nazem Kadri, who have 8 against Korpisalo. Gregor pushing it back to Domi. Domi works back in his own zone. Played it around the boards to the far side to Robertson. Robertson to Lagesson. William Lagesson for the Leafs, chipping it in over the line, but it's quickly cleared right back out again. And now a tip pass and a great one for Tarasenko. Scores! A bad turnover in the neutral zone. And Vladimir Tarasenko gives the Sens a 2-1 lead.
Hasn't played a lot, but William Lagesson, Joe, doesn't get the puck deep, and then it turns out he's the man that gets caught. As Tarasenko takes the pass right at the Leaf blue line. Walks down the middle of the ice, little forehand, backhand move. I guess the other way around, backhand, forehand, and beat Martin Jones' blocker side.
14th of the season for Tarasenko.
Second goal that the Leafs give up after turning the puck over at center.
Here's Brody playing it in over the line. Rolls into the far corner. Hustling in there after it was Bobby McMahon. Tried to get it back for Reeves. That's turned over. Played to the line, but not out. Good play by Brody to keep it in. Brody back to the point to Riley. Pass in front for Reeves. He got a shot away, but it went off a leg and harmlessly wide into the corner. Round back of the net. Kostelic getting it ahead. And Parker Kelly will carry to center, trying to dump it in. Just did get it in over the line. And both teams are trying to get a change going. Brody starting back for the Leafs. A pass through center. Reeves got in over the line. Tried to make a feed in front of the net. And a shot taken there by Matthews. And that went wide of the net. If Reeves had been able to get it to him on the initial try, might have been a pretty good chance. But by the time he got it to him, there was a lot of traffic in front of the net. Marner starts away for Toronto. Up on the right side for Nyes. Bulls his way into the corner after a loose puck. It goes around back of the net. Nyes got it freed up in front of the goal. Matthews got it away in a hurry. And Korpisalo was able to get down in the butterfly and take it on the chest and hold on.
Well, the Leafs respond with the big line. Matthew Nyes doing some good work with Willie Nylander to get the puck out to Austin Matthews, but this time Korpisalo was already on the same side of the ice as Matthews.
Pinto and Chychrun have drawn the assist on the Tarasenko goal. And a shot kicked out there by Korpisalo. Leafs get it back to the blue line. Lilligren walking the line to the left wing side. Gets it on his forehand. Passes to the near side. Matthews fanned on that. He was in his spot, but he fanned on the puck. Leafs keep it alive. Nyes to Lilligren. Lilligren dropping for Marner. Marner sends it around the boards, but it's going to be cut off and played up on the wing, but then pinching down is McCabe. Nyes in the corner. Stops up nicely. Now looking for a man. Comes to the front. He was hauled down and knocked down as he got to the goal crease. And the Sen Stützle has sent it the length of the ice and brings about an icing call. Matthew Nyes, 17 games without a goal, along with Tyler Bertuzzi with that distinction.
He got some moments in this game, though, hasn't he? Obviously got in the forecheck on the Matthews goal. And again, in on the forecheck, was able to get the puck to Mitch Marner, who got it out to Matthews for the chance.
Tavares won the draw. Leafs keep the puck in. A shot from the point, blockered away there by Korpisalo. And then Nylander couldn't come up with it. It comes back at center ice, and now the Sens are going to shoot it into the Leaf end. Jones leaving it back at the goal. Brody starts out with a left wing feed to find Bertuzzi. Nice move to gain the zone. Plays it to the side of the goal. Korpisalo steered it away. Bertuzzi gets it back to the point. Brody holds, then had it knocked off his stick, but Nylander is in position to make sure that nothing's going to happen there as it goes back down into the Toronto end. Nylander got it ahead for Riley. Riley's pass across the line. Stumbling there was Bertuzzi. Puck turned over, and Chychrun will start back up ice for Ottawa. Senators lead 2-1. Chychrun in with a shot high over top of the Leaf goal. Robertson getting it back of the net for Lilligren. Lilligren with a pass ahead, just tipped by for Domi, but he got it to the line and in, and then it is pushed back out at center ice by Ottawa before being lifted once more into Ottawa territory. Chychrun taken to the boards there on a pretty good hit by Noah Gregor, but the puck comes out at center, brought in over the line, broken up at the blue line by Toronto. Domi just gets it through center. Senators right back the other way. Left wing side for Eric Brandstrom. Down into the corner. Knocked away then by Lagesson. And the Maple Leafs send a long alley-oop down into the Ottawa zone that's going to turn into an icing call and will be brought back into the Toronto zone. Domi over at the Leaf bench. Not sure whether he took a bit of a high stick or not, but the official has gone over to check on him. Well, he took a hit. I think that's about all it was, but he's doubled over as he went to the bench. But he's going to have to come back out and take the face-off.
Leafs have certainly had their struggles at home, but the last 11 away from home, 7-2-2.
Draw one by Ottawa. Shabbat got a wrister away, but it was high over top of the Leaf goal. Lagesson gets it up on the wing for Noah Gregor. Backhanded to the line, not out. Shabbat to his defense partner. Zub with a shot. That went wide. And now Noah Gregor with some time and space banks it off the glass to get it out and into Ottawa territory. Leafs are changing. Brought back into the Toronto zone by Gregor before heading to the bench. Matthews was knocked down as it's played around back of the net. Marner couldn't get it away there from Thomas Shabbat. And the veteran defenseman gets it out at center. Shabbat across the line. Upended and knocked down Josh Norris. We've not had a penalty call, he said just before a bunch started. Here's a pass in into the left wing corner. Grabbed off by Nyes. Played back to the point. Near side for McCabe. McCabe on to Marner's stick. Shot coming! Oh, what a save made there by Korpisalo. It was deflected in front of the net. Now the Leafs again with Matthews closing. Shot stopped. Nyes bowls into the goaltender. Tkachuk giving Nyes the business. And now here are the Sens coming back at center. In on the right side, Pinto playing it back at the Toronto net. McCabe for Nyes. Whoa, he missed an elbow there that Tarasenko had out for him. And an icing call here against Toronto.
You know, in a lot of games, though, power plays would be 3-3, 4-4 at this point. Both teams have gotten away from some, or gotten away with some. But I like the consistency in this. You know, as long as you don't have some holding call at center ice now. You could have called Nyes for goaltender interference. You could have called for Tarasenko for an elbow. There's a lot that are borderline, but I love the fact that they just let them play.
Bouncing puck into the far corner. Nyes off Matthews' skate, and the turnover resulted in a shot by Ridley Gregg that went just wide. Leafs playing it out at center, but it is cut off and backhanded again into the Toronto end. Senators trying to change, and the Leafs trying to get one going themselves. Now Tavares through center to the line and in. Tavares into the slot. Got a shot away that was just wide. The rebound came off the end boards, but the Leafs couldn't get there in time. Riley keeps it in for the Maple Leafs. Round back of the net. Brandstrom for the Sens. To the near side. Bertuzzi barges in there. Back of the net for Nylander. Couldn't find Tavares in front. Cycles it back along for Tavares. He'll swing it around to the point on the near side to Brody. Brody has to get it onto his forehand, and by the time he did that, it was taken away. 3-on-2 rush going the other way. Pass in, and the pass off of Matthew Joseph's stick. Bertuzzi trying to counter and gets it ahead, and Riley will shoot it into the Ottawa end. Senators back in their own zone. Shabbat waiting for teammates to change. Fourth line out on the ice for Toronto. Brought on now by Shabbat. Got it ahead to the line. Backhanded down into the Toronto zone. Liljegren on the far boards. The official gets kind of bumped there. The puck turned over. Stolen back by Kostelic. Can't get it in front. And when he did, it went off a skate. Kept alive by Ottawa, though. Back to the blue line. Shabbat walking the line. Doesn't shoot it. Sends it in a little deeper, then gets it back for a try. That shot was stopped, and the rebound was shoveled wide of the Leaf net. Down into the corner on the near side. McMahon can't get the puck out. Leafs fourth line being hemmed in their own zone. Liljegren pushing it ahead, and finally it gets to center, and now brought on now by McMahon. McMahon gets into the Ottawa zone, getting it down into the corner. Kubalik sends it back into the Leaf end. McCabe is able to settle it and get clear of the forecheck and starts away. Got it ahead on the right side. Noah Gregor dropping it for Domi, closing. Backhand try. That was up. The rebound to the side of the goal is going to be covered up by Korpisalo. And Noah Gregor gets into a shoving match here with noted pugilist Mr. Tkachuk. Nothing more developing. The Leafs have a guy on the bench that I'm sure would gladly have a go with Mr. Tkachuk if he'd like.
Well, the Tkachuks will drop him. Although at times they can be rather selective.
Yeah, I think so. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. To the Ottawa Senators on a goal by Tarasenko here in the second period.
That is the only shot on goal for the Senators here in the second. Leafs about shot Ottawa 7-1.
Matthews facing off with Norris. And Norris, I believe, has been waved out. Tkachuk will move in. And the draw won by Matthews. Back to the blue line to Marner. Marner with a wrist shot, scores! That was deflected by Matthew Nyes in front of the goal. And the 17-game drought is over.
Mitch Marner like a quarterback that drops back into the pocket. He stands back at the blue line. Looks up, waits, and then just lobs one that Matthew Nyes is able to skate into. And this puck, Joe, is just fluttering the whole way to the Ottawa net. Nyes comes from the left of Korpisalo and just knocks it down as it skips through the pads of the Ottawa goaltender. I don't know if Ottawa's trying to get a look at this to see if it was a high stick. I don't believe it was.
It'll be his 9th of the season.
Wait a
minute. I better hang on here.
I think Ottawa might be asking for a little extra time. Looking at this. No, this isn't.
No.
I mean, I think you would love, if you're the Leafs, you would love Ottawa to challenge. Matthew Nyes is going, are you kidding me? His last goal, by the way, came December 27th. At home against the Ottawa Senators.
Well, now they're talking with Sheldon Keefe about a point of order here.
Yeah, I think Sheldon Keefe is saying, look, take a timeout.
Yep.
Remember the Leafs did that.
Yep. Well, the puck is dropped. Goal is good. We're off and running. And it ends up going in the Ottawa bench, and so it'll come back into the center ice area.
Marner's so smart. So when he gets the puck, guy starts to close in on him, and he just lobs it. Now, I'm not sure if it glanced off something to get that tumbling effect. The puck was tumbling towards the Ottawa net. Matthew Nyes just knocked it down.
Here's Marner again.
Off something to get that tumbling effect. The puck was tumbling towards the Ottawa net. Matthew Nyes just knocked it down.
Here's Marner again, left wing side, Nyes into the corner. Marner swinging it around the boards to Matthews. Matthews comes off the shot taken there by Riley, was knocked away, and the Sens will get it out at center ice. Brody hustling back to play it to his defense partner. And a long lead pass goes off a stick and down into the Ottawa zone. Chychrun shooting it back into the Toronto end. McCabe reverses the puck and finds Brody. Brody to Tavares. Tavares got it ahead. Bertuzzi sends it into Ottawa territory. Korpisalo playing it along the boards. And the Sens will break it out at center with a pass ahead for Tarasenko. Tarasenko in with a right wing fade. Trying to drive the net. Good save by Jones. Cutting in with Shane Pinto. Back to the point. Zub with a shot. That's knocked down. High stick there by Ridley. Gregg didn't make contact with the puck. Down against the boards. Benoit ties up his man. Tavares trying to get the puck free. They're still banging away at it. Fans hollering for a penalty, and the Sens keep it in. Zub to Tarasenko. Back into the corner to Zub. Far side looking for a man. Goes back to the blue line. Tarasenko. No, it's not Tarasenko. It's Kelly who scores. Coming off the bench. Shane Pinto in front of the net. And the Sens have regained the lead 3-2.
It was after Jake McCabe, I think, was looking for a high sticking penalty. As they were behind the Leaf net. And it appeared somebody stick.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Boy.
Pinto's.
Pinto's stick comes right up. And it looks like it almost gets under the visor. And then, of course, who is it but Pinto that scores? I said I like letting them play, but I don't know how far you're going to go with allowing high sticks. And the referee was right there. You usually think anything that could be a serious injury or an infraction that leads to what could be a scoring opportunity the other way is going to be called. But I think the Leafs have a case here. I mean, we saw the replay. We saw it right away when the head snapped back of McCabe, and the referee basically blew him off and pointed to play on.
So, the teams have traded goals, and the situation remains the same as we get an offside at the Toronto blue line.
Couldn't have been an offside either. The Leafs brought it back into their own end. And Matthew Nyes ties it, and then Shane Pinto, by the way, who had to sit out the first 41 games of this season, now has 3 points to his last 2 games.
Wonder who he likes in the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're on your own there, big.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Here's what's happening.
Marner in over the line, working on the right wing side. A shot blockered away nicely by Korpisalo. Nyes breaks his or a stick broken. It's centered in front. It comes back to the blue line. Riley off on the wing now. Marner working back towards the blue line. One of the Senators without a stick. Back to Marner. Marner holds. Now to Riley. Back to Marner. Marner fakes. Still with it. Look for Matthews, and it was intercepted. Played out at center ice now by Ottawa. 3-on-2 rush. Norris into the corner, centers in front, and it's knocked away, and the Leafs trying to break it out at center, and Riley does. Got it ahead for Marner. Stops up at the blue line, tried to feed it back for Matthews. That didn't work.
The Ottawa player, Joe, that lost had a stick broken. Ottawa wanted a slashing penalty. Decided to take off. Long change in the second period. Took off back to the bench to get a new stick. And Ottawa dodged the bullet.
Brought in now for Bertuzzi. His shot was blocked, and it is cleared by Ottawa to the line and out. Second period brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it. Leafs in their own zone. Nylander played it up on the wing, and it's chipped out at center now for Tavares, and a whistle for a glove pass. As whistle play down, it'll be brought back. 7:07 to go second period. Ottawa 3, the Maple Leafs 2.
Good news for the Leafs. They've only given up 3 shots here in the second. Bad news.
2 of them
have found the back of the net. The last one, John Tavares. I mean, Nye's the mid-air deflection of one end, and Pinto the mid-air deflection of the other. Pinto had the overtime winning goal. Ottawa's last game was in Detroit right before the All-Star break. Shane Pinto had the overtime winner.
Draw is scrum. Puck at the point. Shot stopped there by Jones. Played into the corner. Chipped up on the wall. Robertson couldn't get it out. Around back of the net it goes for Lagesson. He'll get it up on the left wing. And it's carried to center by Noah Gregor. But his feed for Domi was too high, and he couldn't knock it down. Played back out into the center ice area. Robertson unable to track it down. Got it freed up, though. Domi to the far side. Lagesson will shoot it in. Robertson, after the puck, comes away with it. Looking to make a play. Can't. Had it stripped away itself. Stützle back the other way. Stützle in over the line, going wide. And Brody was able to knock it away from him, but the puck in the corner, Brody didn't see it. It comes back on the boards. Robertson can't get it out. Here the Sens with it again, backhanding in along the boards. Back to the blue line it comes. Stützle holds. Left wing side now for Kubalik. Back to Stützle. And he stick handled it a little too well because it came right off his stick and back out at center ice. Now Stützle in across the line, has it taken away, and the Leafs are going to launch it through center ice. Nyes, or at least, Holmberg, hustling after the puck down into the corner. Pontus Holmberg works out of the area from behind the net. Got it to McCabe, into the slot for Reeves. Reeves shot, that hit a skate, and it's brought back the other way now by Ottawa. Played in by Parker Kelly into the far corner. Benoit in against the boards there. McCabe trying to free it up. Reeves is right there. The puck does come free, and it's brought in front of the net by Tkachuk. And that is swallowed up by Jones.
Now Ryan Reeves and Tkachuk in the same scrum, but nothing more is going to come of this.
So Tkachuk coming right out of the corner with a pass. Got the shot away, but Jones makes the save. It is 3-2 Ottawa. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 10. Face-off coming, and it is brought to you by Alpine Credits. You own your own home and need a loan. Alpine Credits can help. Get approved at alpinecredits.ca. Pinto, the go-ahead goal after Matthew Nyes had scored his 9th of the season. Austin Matthews is well documented on how often he shoots the puck. But since 2018-19, he's had 1,645 shots on goal. Not counting what's gone on tonight in Ottawa. Nathan McKinnon leads that list at 1,793. Pasternak, 1,666. Then Matthews, then Ovechkin at 1,619. And then Tkachuk at 1,531. So they do like to get the puck on the net. Matthews tends to get it past the goaltender a little more often than most.
And yet, you see that it's through quantity, right?
Yeah, hey, absolutely. Pretty tough to have 100% shooting percentage. Chipped along the board, stolen back by the Maple Leafs. Nyes will get it back to restore to Benoit. And Simon Benoit playing it off the boards, had it knocked down then by Josh Norris. Norris cuts to the middle of the ice. Stopped, got a shot away and scores. The Senators take the first 2-goal lead. A turnover by Simon Benoit and Matthews. And it is 4-2.
Benoit tries to get it up the left wing boards, but I think it's deflected by Batherson. Up in the air, it's knocked down by Norris. And Norris somehow stick handles his way in between 4 Leafs and launches it past Martin Jones. Leafs have not given up a lot here in the second period. 3 have found their way in, and 3 of the 4 goals show have been on turnovers at center ice.
13th of the season for Norris, and the Leafs have got some work to do. Down a pair. Nylander circles down into the corner, back of the net for Tavares. Got it in front, and a shot by Riley went off a leg. Rebound swept well wide of the goal by Bertuzzi. Now Riley, far corner, looking for Nylander in front with a shot, and that went just wide. Riley working on the corner boards, got it around back of the net that Bertuzzi couldn't track down. Kept in then by Brody, but the Sens have launched it high to center ice. 4:06 to play in the second period, and the Leafs' woes against Eastern Conference teams has reared its ugly head here again, but they've struggled against Ottawa this year. Liljegren to center. As it's pushed out at center ice and brought to the Leaf blue line and shot into the zone by Matthew Joseph. McCabe around on the boards for Liljegren. Tipped to the line and out at center ice. And it's going to be shot right back into the Toronto zone. Liljegren punching it up on the wing. Elevated high to center and down into Ottawa territory. Leafs are getting a change orchestrated. Brought in by Stützle, but he had it knocked off his stick by Liljegren. Liljegren to McCabe, and everybody clearing the zone as changes are coming. 3 minutes and 4 seconds to play here in period number 2.
A tough stretch. Martin Jones last game, he gave up 6 goals on 21 shots in Vancouver.
Here's Marner in across the line. Near half boards, banks it back at the net for Matthews. Into the goal crease area. It's punched over top of the goal. Around the boards it comes to the near side. Matthews works back in along the board. Stops up again. Still has it. Got it now to Nyes. Back to Matthews. Matthews to Riley. Gets it again. Riley to Marner. Marner shooting! And that was just off the mark wide. Brody doesn't shoot it at the net. Tried to bank it in for Matthews, but didn't connect. And the Sens have played it high to center ice. High stick making contact with it. Face-off coming in the center ice area.
And for Martin Jones, obviously there have been some glaring errors before the goals against. But when you look at these stats, Joe, in his last 37 shots, 10 goals have gotten past Martin Jones.
Still waiting for some kind of positive news about Joseph Wall.
That's week to week.
I mean, he's on the ice. He's doing some stuff. He's not practicing yet. It's and that's 2 months. And he was the star of the game the last time.
Oh, yeah.
The Leafs were in Ottawa, right?
Didn't even pick up the win.
No. Here's Nylander. A pass to the left wing side. Tavares got it into the slot area, but it didn't reach Bertuzzi. Nylander fighting for possession, but it is played to the line and just out at center ice. Nylander
they're not going to call this.
Yeah.
They're not
upended Tarasenko.
I mean, to me, this is Nylander's playing the puck. Boy, you let the high stick go and some of the other things.
Yeah.
Although, well, you know what? You do see it is a trip. When you look at Nylander actually kind of kicks the feet out from under Tarasenko. But there have been a lot worse let go in this game so far. But with 1:52 to go in the second period, first power play of the night will go to the Senators, who can take a huge advantage into the dressing room.
Penalty kill brought to you by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on stocks. Here the Sens down low with a deflection stopped by Jones. Rebound into the near corner. Chipped along there. McCabe unable to get to it. Bangs into Tkachuk back of the net. That battle continues. It comes around to the far half board. Giroux centers, and it's intercepted and shot down the ice by Toronto. Minute 20 to go in this period. Here's Shabbat bringing it out, dropping for Norris. Norris got it up on the wing and into the zone they come. Pass back for Tkachuk. Tkachuk to the blue line. A shot rang off the iron and went wide. Tkachuk keeping it alive on the far side. Back to the point again. Shabbat on the wing for Giroux. Back to Shabbat. Shabbat holds to Giroux again. Giroux with a slap pass that was deflected into the corner. Tkachuk taken to the boards then by Liljegren. Centering pass comes back to the far side. Giroux had to go off his stick, but Shabbat will settle. Shabbat walks the line. Wrist shot coming. Stop. Big rebound. Flip to the line. Not out. Shabbat keeping it in. Liljegren couldn't clear. Shabbat winding. Dishes off. In front for a shot that was stopped. Tkachuk gets it back. Great pressure here. Down low. A shot by Tkachuk went wide. 23 seconds left. Norris. Far side. Giroux. Back to Shabbat. Shabbat off a stick to the near side. Norris has difficulties with it. So does Liljegren. But it's chopped out at center ice. And that'll do it for the period, one would think. Just a second left. There it is. Great pressure on the power play. But they really didn't get a gilt-edged scoring chance until the one went off the pipe.
Boy, Martin Jones was deep on that, wasn't he? Right on the goal line. Even though it hit the outside of the post. But the Leafs taking the first power play of the game, and this was a huge penalty kill. Just, 9 seconds left, Joe?
I believe.
Take it in.
Yep. That will carry over into the third period. But the damage has been done. Pinto and Norris open up a 2-goal lead here in the second period. And it is 4-2. We'll step aside.
Well, that didn't go as we expected it to. Onyx, sorry, buddy. I didn't realize it hasn't been working. I'll once the game is over, I'll remove you from the program and re-add you, and hopefully that fixes it. Just a crazy time to think about supper. You get some food, get that grub going. Not a good go around here. First period was pretty even. Shots are a little bit better, 20-19. Hits dead even. Face-offs won pretty even. You know, power play chance for the Senators, but I tell you, the officials have not been good in this game. Some missed calls, some blown calls. That needs to get sorted around. 9 giveaways for Ottawa, 7 for Toronto. Toronto with 10 block shots, that's okay. Gator, what's going on? Welcome in. Yeah, you know what? It's funny, Denver. When you look at these games, when these games are going back and forth, we as fans tend to look at the standings and we say, oh yeah, this team should win because they're ahead of the standings. But really, yeah, thanks, Jordan. Really, you know, on any given day, any team can win. These guys are the best players in the world. And on any given day, any hockey team can win. You know, we saw that. Look at, last year in the playoffs, Game 7, Boston Bruins versus the Florida Panthers. Boston Bruins set franchise and NHL records in wins and points. And nobody expected them to lose at all. Everyone thought they were going right to the cup. And the Panthers were able to dethrone them. It's not just once in a while. No, it's not just once in a while. But listen, Ottawa, they're a talented team. They just miss, what's the word? They just haven't been able to put it together. They just haven't been able to put it together. Thank you, Endgame. I appreciate it. Toronto has these things. You know, all teams do. Look at baseball, right? Toronto Blue Jays had the same issue with the Tampa Bay Rays. They always had trouble beating them. Ottawa's a good hockey team, and they just haven't found their way, and they've been struggling to put it back together, and they've been playing better hockey. Exactly right, Endgame. Once it's too late. Once it's already, they've put themselves in too big of a hole. They start to try and get back. When you look at the Ottawa Senators, they're ranked 11th in the league in goals. 11th, that means they're in the upper echelon of teams that are scoring goals. Toronto teams suck in general. It's funny. Shots on goal. The Ottawa Senators are 8th at shots on goal. Yes, their power play hasn't been great. Their shooting percentage is average. Their face-offs are middle of the pack. But the Ottawa Senators, they're up there in goals, and they're up there with shots on goals. And Toronto right now is playing poorly defensively. And when you have a team who shoots lots of pucks and you're playing bad defensively, things are going to go in, and that's what's happening for the Senators right now. Lots of conversations taking place. Of course, we talked a little bit about the last intermission. Hanifin, Tanev, Gunsel, of course, on there. There's a lot of people looking, and we haven't seen a lot of deals been taking place, and I think a lot of this is because everybody's waiting to see what the market value is going to be. As, guys start getting traded and they can see what is a first round pick really worth, and then you'll start to see a bunch of deals starting to happen. Too much money to 5 players. They have spent a lot, and you know what, Lee, I think it's only going to get worse in the short term, unfortunately. Let's connect to a look. Is there any... Wow, Mackenzie Weegar puts a hat trick in his first career hat trick tonight. Congratulations, Mackenzie Weegar. That's huge. Zadorov, he throws a headshot to Lucas Raymond on Detroit today. So put it in the chat earlier. There have been a ton of headshots lately. Of course, Dylan capping it off with his headshot against Achari. He got 3-game suspension. McCabe gets driven, head first into the boards, no call. There was a fine on that play at the end of the day. Endgame, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Gifting a membership. Thank you very, very much for doing that, Endgame. Much appreciated. He's pretty nice for a Sens. Yeah, he's pretty nice for a Sens fan, Onyx. That's really funny. So, I don't know what's going on in the league. We almost saw another one tonight where Tarasenko got the elbow up. Too many headshots. And I think a lot of these headshots circle around because of the lack of respect going around now. There used to be an unspoken rule, right, in the league, and everybody had some respect for each other, which is why when guys got in fights, when the fight was over, they give each other a little love tap and off they go. Now it's just a whole different set of kind of unwritten rules, and don't like a lot of what's going on between players. Here's some news on the last couple of goals that went in. You're all jealous of Toronto and Noah because we're the best. Jacob Chychrun, he assisted on I guess he was given an assist on the goal. I'll have to go back and update that. Only 4 defensemen have had 30 or more points through their 60th career game with the franchise. And so Jacob Chychrun now does that, he gets a point. His 60th career game with the Senators, he gets it. So good for Chychrun. Let me see. I want to see if there's any movement here. Give me a moment here. Let's see. There's so much going around, of course. Trade deadline about a month away. Hey, Morgan, how's it going? Welcome in. So the Bruins and Sabres, they're talking about a potential deal getting done there. That would be interesting to see what happens. Lots of Columbus is taking lots of talks. There's a lot of players on Columbus who might be interested to see where they go. Leafs need to make a big move. Fred, they certainly do. They definitely need to make a big move. They need to, some kind of a splash. Casey Middlestad is one of those names that are rumored. The Sabres are rumored to be shopping around. Just trying to see if there's anything hot boiling right now. Actually, let's go on the Twitter. Twitter is usually a great place to find rumors and trades as they're breaking. Let's see. So David Alter, if you're not following David Alter, I highly recommend it. David Alter is great on Twitter. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything else. Pierre LeBrun obviously is really good to follow on Twitter for breaking stuff, as is Elliot Friedman. Elliot Friedman is usually my one of my go-tos. So that's cool. But I'm not seeing anything really new. Anything late breaking. Let's see. Oh, but a lot of talk about Mackenzie Weegar pulling off that hat trick. That's really awesome that Mackenzie Weegar pulling off that hat trick. I mean, that's huge. Can we trade coaches? Onyx, that would be hysterical. First time a coaching change trade. I wonder if that's possible. Because I know they're under. I mean, they're a contracted position, just like the players are. Wouldn't that be something? You could trade a player or trade a coach. That would be something. Good night. That would certainly be something. No, I have, not too much. Just plain Advils for me. Just plain Advils right now. But the coaching situation is a problem. Yeah, John, I saw that they were interested in Kessel. That would be interesting because Vancouver has a lot of speed and Phil Kessel can certainly still skate. So I think that would be a great pickup. For those that are going to be up early, I'm going to try and sleep in, but the Canadian women's Olympic qualifying basketball game is going to be on. It's going to be Canada versus Japan, 8:30 tomorrow morning on Sportsnet, if you're interested to check it out. Spaceman, what's going on? Panthers beat the Avs 4-0. Go Panthers, go. I do have to say, now, you know what, there was some Panther related stuff I was going to say, and I'm going to hang on to it until we can actually get back, because it's something I think I got to show it on screen. I can't just talk about it. So that's awesome, Spaceman. Happy for the Panthers getting out there. Appreciate it. Again, if you're kind of watching or listening, Ninja in the background, or you've been watching along, thank you for tuning in tonight. As you can tell by my voice, a bit under the weather, which is why we're not on screen tonight and doing our normal kind of show. But we will be here in one way or another until I'm healthy enough to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. But we appreciate you being here. Make sure you do hit that like button. We are 19 likes away from 100, which is awesome. And of course, hit that subscribe. We're almost up to 9550, which is amazing. On our way to 9600, which is the next stop towards 10K. But most importantly, if you are part of any social media hockey group, whether you're in Canada or in the United States or any country around the world, help us out. Tell your friends, your family, your social circles. Tell them about our channel. Share it out. Tell them to come check us out. Get us involved in your hockey social circles. That will help us grow so we can hit to 10K. And we appreciate y'all so very much. Sam is wearing his Matthew Nice PJs and doesn't want to... I wish I had Matthew Nice PJs, man. some Maple Leaf silk pajamas. Kicking it old school like that. That would be awesome. No, I got, I'm totally, total Canadian pajamas. I don't even know what these guys were called. These are like such a Canadian company. Oh, Hatley. Yeah, that's right. Hatley. I got the Hatley pajamas on tonight. The Hatley PJs with of course, the Canadian plaid slippers, the red and black plaid slippers. Totally Canadian tonight. Gotta love it. The Hatley stuff is the best. Who doesn't love Hatley? And if you're wondering what on earth is Hatley, my explanation cannot even do it justice. You'll just have to Google it, and there's some great stuff. They make some great products. The butt flap. Oh my gosh. I'll be honest, I haven't had a pair of pajamas with the butt flap since Chalkies back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember Chalkies, but man, we used to love Chalkies pajamas back in the day. Those were where it was at. All right, I'm gonna rest my voice because it is. I'm starting to struggle here trying to project it out. But again, I want to thank everybody, and while I'm on, Thank you to all of our mods. I appreciate you guys so much doing this for us. Thank you to all of our channel members. Thank you to our gifters. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us. Hitting that like, hitting that subscribe. Again, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled show very soon, as soon as we get better. But again, I really appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us during these games. Look forward to seeing you soon. Again, subscribe. Thank you so much. Samwelb 12. Heading off audio. Let's get ready for a good third period of hockey. Go, Leafs, go.
They're down a pair heading to the third period, 4-2. Leafs have gotten goals from Matthews and Matthew Nyes. Giroux, Tarasenko, Pinto, and Norris have replied for the Ottawa Senators. And the save percentage of Matthew Jones has not been very good recently.
Now, so as we mentioned, his last start was in Vancouver a couple of weeks ago. 6 goals on 21 shots, and he's given up 4 on 19 tonight. So 10 goals on his last 40 against. Both Saturday nights, both road games against Canadian teams.
The penalty will carry on into the third period. Nylander is in the box, and the Leafs were fortunate to not be down 3 because there was a lot of solid pressure by the Ottawa Senators. And some ice issues or something being looked at, but apparently everything is copacetic, so we're going to get this third period underway. Leafs to the right, Senators to the left. Puck is dropped, and the Sens will step up with 3 seconds left in the penalty, bouncing it into the Toronto zone, cleared back out into the center ice area. Nylander steps onto the ice, and it is Marner getting it down into the Ottawa end. Marner forechecking there against Shabbat, who reverses the puck for Artem Zub. Zub carries to center. He'll shoot it down into the Toronto zone. Brody got it ahead. Nylander swinging it around to an empty corner. First there are the Sens, but it is pushed out at center ice by Brody. Changes coming for Toronto. Fed back into the Maple Leaf zone. Played around the boards to the near side and out. It'll slide all the way down into Ottawa territory, forcing Jacob Bernard Docker back into his own end. Giveaway now. Here's Bertuzzi, and couldn't get a pass in on the wing as Nyes was going to the front of the net. There's a perfect example that a glaring giveaway there, and the Leafs don't even get a scoring chance off of it. Whereas there's been 2 or 3 that have ended up in the back of the Toronto goal. Shot in by Norris. Leafs go back into their own zone with McCabe. Circling the net, giving it off to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi through center. Made one too many moves with the stick handle, lost it, but the Leafs restore it. And Lagesson starts out with it. Now waiting for the rest of the line to get over the boards. Lagesson will get to the center ice red line and shoot it in. Robertson along with Domi after the puck. Robertson comes out of the corner with it. Works it back to the point. Liljegren a drive right on. There's a big rebound in front. Oh, and it was chipped over top of the net by Noah Gregor.
Well, Max Domi does a great job getting in on the forecheck. He's eventually moved to McCabe, the middle of the ice. Or pardon me, Liljegren, middle of the ice. He lets it go. Maybe you'd like to see Joe with Gregor providing more of a screen in front. He was sort of off to the side looking for the redirection, which he got. I think you're a little more effective if you get right in the eye side of the goaltender.
Korpisalo actually got his right pad on that and deflected it up into the screen. Leafs win the draw, and apparently wasn't done according to Hoyle, so they're going to do it all over again.
I think they're blaming Noah Gregor on that. Maybe Getting off to a too quickest jump off the draw.
And they win the draw, and the play goes on this time. Back to the point. Liljegren with a shot. That deflected wide of the net. Riley with a shot on the short side. That was stopped by Korpisalo. And the Sens have sent the puck all the way back down into the Leaf end. Noah Gregor hustling back after it. Swinging it around the boards. Liljegren gets it out into neutral ice. Racing after it was Robertson, but he couldn't catch up to it. Now the Leafs trying to get it in over the line. And had it knocked back, and the Sens will chip it into the Leaf end. Morgan Riley going back. Got it up on the left wing side. McMahon couldn't get it into the zone. Kelly brings it back. Shot off the mask, I think, of Jones. Went wide of the net. Down into the corner is Parker Kelly. Playing it around to the point on the near side. Zub shot was well wide of the goal. And Benoit trying to get it out. Didn't get much help. And as it is pushed towards the net, it is covered up there. Now Kastelic is in with McCabe with some pushing, and Reeves is in the middle of it. But nothing more going to develop, I don't believe.
You always know when there's pushing and shoving, but no eye contact. That usually means
nothing's going to happen. Yeah.
Really interested.
That went off the shoulder of Jones and off the goal post.
It looked like a rather routine shot, didn't it? Off the right wing. By the way, the Ottawa Senators, thanks to Tyler Bertuzzi, have the Boston Bruins first-round pick. Bertuzzi went to Boston. Red Wings got the first-round pick and then took Boston's pick and flipped it to Ottawa in the deal that saw Alex DeBrincat become a Red Wing and Dominic Kubalik become a member of the Ottawa Senators.
Draw scrum. Knocked down on the play was the centerman Shane Pinto. It comes to the blue line, but not out. Shabbat playing it around back of the Toronto goal. Brody works it back behind the net. Marner tipping it for Riley. Got it ahead. Chipped out at center ice by Knies. Sends back in their own zone. Pass knocked down by Brody. Looks up the middle and finds Matthews. Rink wide on the right side. Marner couldn't handle his pass. And it's going to be brought out at center ice by Pinto, playing to the Leaf blue line. They'll try it again on the left wing for Knies. An avenue to the net, and a shot is on the chest and smothered by Korpisalo.
Boy, he had the option with Austin Matthews going to the net. Knies had the option just to kind of feather the puck in towards the goal and let Matthews skate into it. We mentioned Knies had not scored since December 27th at home against Ottawa before getting the redirection goal in the second period.
I think in retrospect, though, that would have been a pretty tough play to Matthews, and getting it on the net, you're hoping for a rebound, but it didn't materialize. Now Nylander to the point, a shot. That was drilled wide of the goal. Liljegren trying to keep it in. It's going to roll on edge to center ice before being shot back in to Ottawa territory. Bertuzzi down the boards. The official gets in the way of a Nylander attempt to carry the puck, and it's back out at center ice. Tavares to Liljegren. Around for McCabe, who returns to Liljegren. Leafs get it ahead to Nylander. Nylander tied up from behind, but comes out of the scrum with it. Then had it knocked off his stick. Quickly back the other way. Now Giroux. Giroux in a goal. Plants a rebound. Is funneled wide of the net by Drake Batherson. That would have been the dagger blow right there. Tavares trying to work it out. Plays it high off the boards to center ice.
That was Willie Nylander this time that turned it over at center.
Played down into the Toronto zone. Jones plays it back into the corner for Benoit, but he's double teamed over there. Tavares trying to help him out. And the puck still in the scrum as it comes back to the point. Fed over on the left wing side. A pass in front of the net was knocked down. Lagesson looking to play it out. Has it go off a body, and the Leafs are going to get it to center. Set in by Robertson. Out of the net, Korpisalo gives the puck away in front for Robertson. Oh, and he shot it over top of the goal. Leafs have had a couple of giveaways by the Sens, but have not even gotten it on the net. Down the boards comes Riley. Centering pass. Shot by Robertson. Good save. Rebound. They score. This one's going to count, Max. It is 4-3.
Great shift by this third line. Robertson had a great chance a little earlier. Couldn't get it to go. But they keep trying to get it to the front of the net. And eventually, Max Domi is there to cash in. And I think it's Noah Gregor, Joe, that makes the great pass from behind the Ottawa goal. Max Domi, a little stutter step around Tim Stützle to get into some space. Or pardon me, that might have been Morgan Riley that threw it out from behind the Ottawa net. But with 14:48 to go here in the third period, the Leafs have cut into the lead. It's 4-3 Ottawa.
5:12, the time of the goal. And there's a delay again, and I'm hoping, and Max is hoping, that nothing, and it was Riley, I believe, who centered it. Boy, has he been hot. Last 29 games now, 4 goals, 23 assists, 27 points. And they're going to face this off, so we're back underway. So, down a goal now. Leafs centering pass in front. Matthews swinging in front. Another shot went wide of the goal. Well, that would have been a quick reply. Played out at center ice. Nyes playing it up on the wing. Able to free it up for Marner. Marner still with it. Plays it to Benoit. Benoit on the left wing for McCabe. Back to Marner. Marner coming through center. Sifts to the line in on the left wing. Trying to backhand it into the corner. It goes into the near corner where Chabot pushes it back out. And now here are the Sens breaking through neutral ice. Kelly gets it down into the corner. Chabot is in deep. The puck comes free to Matthews, and he starts away at center. A pass knocked down in neutral ice, though. Brought back in by Norris. Josh Norris on the wing. A shot blocked by the shin pad of Brody. And the puck goes back at the Toronto goal, and the Leafs settle things down as Riley plays it off the boards ahead for Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi. Boy, I don't know how he stumbled with it there and couldn't get through center ice. But the Sens now with a long shoot in that is going to be gloved by Jones. And with 13:29 to go here in the period, the Leafs are within 1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 in the Maple. Max Domi with his 5th of the season from Riley and Robertson.
How about the Red Wings winning tonight on a penalty shot?
Yes, in overtime.
Kind of.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that's jumping the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Supposed to wait for the penalty shots after overtime.
Face-off coming in the Toronto zone. Won by Ottawa, but almost stolen there by Nylander, but it's shot into the far corner. Centered in front. Oh, and a save by Jones. A centering pass in front of the net for Josh Norris, and maybe the best save of the game for Martin Jones.
Well, it looked like the Leafs Nylander almost picked the puck off at the blue line, which would have been a breakaway for the Leafs. Instead, it's kept in and pushed back out in front. Josh Norris, one-on-one with Martin Jones, and easily the best save that Martin Jones has made tonight.
Actually, you know, the pad save he made just before the goal.
Well, it was pretty good, yeah.
But hard to say that was the best save when 2 seconds later, here's a backhand again towards the net. Jones is there to cover up on it.
After the second period, Joe, the Leafs had almost a minute more of offensive zone possession time than the Ottawa Senators. The Leafs were at 4:23, the Senators at 3:25. But rush chances were 4-2 for Ottawa, and they scored on 3 of those 4 chances.
On turnovers. Well, I got news for you. This game is a game of mistakes. And the team that makes the fewest usually is the one that ends up being the winner. Now, here's Brody. That was profound, wasn't it? Did you find that rather profound?
I was say the goalie that makes the fewest is usually.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
Now Matthews trying to outwork his man in the corner. Nyes got it back to the point. Riley sends it in again. Nyes couldn't handle the pass. And the Sens will get it out with Pinto playing it high to the blue line, and a bouncing puck ends up to Jones, who will dish it off. TJ Brody looking for his first goal of the season. The only Leaf really that has not contributed the goal scoring department yet. He'll play it off to the near side. Morgan Riley got it out into the center ice area. Sens bring it right back in with Tkachuk. Tkachuk, a little stutter step, worked into the corner. Played it back to the net, but it was a giveaway, and Riley gets it ahead, and played by Gregor to center to Robertson, and now to Domi. Domi to Robertson and in. 2-on-1 down low, maybe here. No. Robertson into the corner, pulls up, works back towards the point, finds Benoit. Shot coming, blocked. Benoit gets another opportunity, sends it in around back of the net for McMahon. Now to Reeves, who overskated the puck, and it is cleared to the line and out by Ottawa. McCabe one-handed it back in, but was heading to the bench. Sens get it out at center, launched high to the blue line, chipped back in over the line. Reeves getting in on the forecheck here, trying to get a hit in on Chychrun. That didn't work, and out come the Sens with Giroux getting it out into neutral ice. Stützle in across the line, whistle down. Oh, I thought it was a whistle. Did you hear a whistle? Apparently not. Giroux back at center with a long shoot in that goes wide of the Leaf net. Played out at center by Bertuzzi. Played right back in again by Ottawa. On a bounce, it goes to Liljegren. Liljegren starts out. 10:48 to play in the third period. A bouncing puck in on Korpisalo. Around to the far side. Nylander trying to get position on the forecheck, but it is carried out at center now by Ridley Gregg, who will get it into the Toronto zone. Riley, back of the goal. Morgan Riley with a rink-wide pass, trying to spring Nylander. That didn't work, and it's going to turn into an icing call.
10:25 to go here in the third period. The Leafs trailed 4-2 after 2, but Max Domi, who had a goal called up back in the opening period, found the back of the net here in the third, his 5th of the season. Make it a 4-3 game. Shots on goal almost even, favoring the Senators now 28-27.
Draw in the Toronto zone, won by Ottawa. Shabbat shot, broke his stick. The puck comes back to the blue line. Off on the near side for Zub. It was a Leaf stick that was broken. There's a shot that was deflected wide as Nylander had to get a new cue. Played down into the corner. Brody cuts around in front of Tkachuk, but a pass hits a skate. Tkachuk centers, and it's going to come to the blue line. Zub sends it back into the corner. Tkachuk with it again. Brady Tkachuk tied up on the boards, and Brody. Now there's debris all over the ice here. There's a couple of broken sticks out there. Nylander brings it to center. Flips it towards the net on a bounce that was handled easily by Korpisalo. Cleared in off the skate of Tarasenko. Grabbed off there by Lagesson. Played up on the wing and chipped down into Ottawa territory. Sens regroup the puck. Pinto got it out. Matthews set it right back in again. Nyes trying to pressure. Round on the boards. Cut off by Marner. He tried to make a little pull pass out for Matthews that didn't connect. Lagesson has to go back into his own zone. William Lagesson getting it off the boards to center. Nyes tips it in. Marner in pursuit but won't get there. Down the boards, Lagesson to keep it alive. Marner back of the net to the far side. Benoit pinches again. Played it back of the goal, but it was cut off before it reached Marner. And it is played high to center ice, but it's knocked down with a high stick by Stützle. And that will stop play and bring a face-off into neutral ice. The Leafs trail.
Hey everybody, just wanted to jump back in real quick as this game is starting to get to crunch time. Nice little comeback. Great to see Max Domi still getting that goal. I want to thank you for hanging out. What a good game. If you haven't hit that like button yet, kindly hit that like button. We are almost at 100 likes now, so if you haven't hit it, hit it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe. We're 2 subscribers away from 9550, so we'd love to have you part of our community, especially when we get back to our regularly scheduled programming, calling the games, and all of our normal shenanigans and having all that fun. So welcome in if you're new. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Crunch time. Can the Leafs come back, tie this up, force overtime, or win it in regulation? We will see over the course of the next almost 9 minutes of hockey time. It's going to be crazy. Well, welcome in. Buckle up. This is going to be a fun one. So thank you all so much, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Midway through period number 3 in Ottawa. Max Domi, who had a goal called back in the first period, gets on the board with his 5th of the season. Robertson and Riley assisting on the goal. Robertson gets the puck free, trying to work out in front of the net with a pass to Gregor, and it was knocked away by the Ottawa defenseman at the last second. Leafs have not had a power play in the game. Brought out at center ice by Nick Robertson to Domi. He's going to shoot it in. Down the boards comes Riley to try and poke it back at the net. Domi was there but couldn't control it. Stützle got it up on the wing, and the Sens get it out into the center ice area. And the Maple Leaf power play has been red hot. 6 of 15 in their last 5 games.
6 of 8 in their last 3.
Back of the net now for Nyes. Nyes a little stutter step into the corner. Still with it as he works to the side of the goal. A wraparound came out in front of the net. Marner couldn't get to it. McCabe going back into the Toronto zone. Plays it ahead, and Nyes banking it high to center ice. And it'll be grabbed off there by Chychrun. He gives it away. Brought right back in again by McCabe. He'll get it in deep. Pinto is there for Ottawa to send it out and down into the Leaf end. It's a delayed offside, and that means that Ridley Gregg has to clear the zone, and the Leafs get a chance to move the puck up ice with Bertuzzi. Dropping it back for Liljegren. Dropping it up on the wing. That was broken up, though, by Tkachuk. Tkachuk in over the line. Riley took him out of the play. Bertuzzi rings the boards with it, and it is brought back out into the center ice area. Norris almost had his pocket picked there by Nylander. Zub, 7 minutes and 6 seconds to play in the third. Leafs trying to punch it in over the line. Riley does. Nylander in against the boards. Couldn't get it around Norris, who rings the boards with it. And it's going to get past Brody and down into the Leaf end. Brody being chased by Tkachuk. Got away from one hit. Works it up on the boards, kicking it along the wall, but it won't clear initially until Bertuzzi gets it out. And now here's Tavares, rattling it down into Ottawa territory. Out of the net, Korpisalo leaving it for Chychrun. Chychrun got it up on the left wing, and the Senators get it to center ice. Giroux rolling it down into the Toronto end. McCabe played it back and almost played it to his goaltender. And then Benoit upends a player, and there's going to be a power play here to Ottawa. Played along the boards. It'll be touched by Max Domi. And a tripping call to Simon Benoit.
Again, I mean, this is a trip just like the Nylander penalty was. When you look at what's been let go, and what happened here is Benoit takes a swipe at the puck, one-handed. And then the Ottawa player continues through his stick and tries to jump over it and falls. And I believe Sheldon Keefe is asking the officials, look at the replay up on the scoreboard.
Well, the penalty, sorry, Jim. Penalty kill brought to you by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on sales.
Bottom line is, I think where Keefe is upset, as you're saying, this is what you've let go. And that's been both ways. There have been a number of penalties both ways that have been let go. And they come up with a couple of tripping penalties. Probably the most obvious was the high stick against Jake McCabe.
Just before a goal.
Yeah.
Brought to center ice now by Ottawa. Pinto backhanding it into the Toronto zone. Brody will wind it up back at the net, but just get it into the corner. And McCabe finds Matthews, who is tripped.
No, he wasn't.
No, apparently not. No call. Shabbat works in over the line. Chopped into the corner. Comes back to the point. Giroux to the far wing. Tkachuk holds. Tkachuk gets it down into the corner. Norris back to Tkachuk. Now to Giroux. Looking with Shabbat. Giroux into the right wing corner with a shot that went wide. Tkachuk on the far half boards. Back to the point to Shabbat. Shabbat to Giroux. Closing to Tkachuk, closing with a shot. That was blocked. Marner with a chance to clear, and he sends it down the ice. That's not going to make Sheldon Keefe any happier. The trip on Matthews.
Oh, no.
Brought on now by Batherson. Played to the line and in. Broken up by the Leafs. They poke it to the line, but don't get it out. Kept alive there by Chychrun. Back to the point it goes. Cross ice near side for Tarasenko. A shot. Glove save made. Backhanded out and down the ice by Nylander.
Well, that was a sharp save by Martin Jones as well. Tarasenko going glove side, and Jones has to move for it to get a piece of it.
4.5 minutes to play in the third. That much time for the referees to give the Leafs a power play.
Or two.
Stützle in across the line. Broken up there by Brody. 8 seconds left in this penalty. And the pass comes ahead to Morgan Riley. And Riley will flip it deep into Ottawa territory. Chychrun back at full strength of the Maple Leafs now. Trying to look for the tying goal. Sent down into the Toronto zone. Down the boards. McCabe couldn't get it free. A shot from a sharp angle comes out in front. It's still free. They bang away at it. And another high stick clipping McCabe there on the way down. Kept alive by Zub with a shot. And that went wide of the net. Sends deep in the Leaf zone. Knocked down in front of the net was Ridley Gregg. Another shot blocked by Matthews. He doesn't clear. He was looking for Matthews or for Marner. Centering pass. Oh, went right through the back door. Went wide of the Leaf goal. Leafs finally get free of it. Morgan Riley just flipping it down into Ottawa territory, and the Leafs are changing.
Boy, that time it was the Matthews turnover.
Now Matthews across the line. That's a delayed offside, and the Sens get it up for Tarasenko. On the right wing with a pass in the slot, and a good block made there by Benoit. Liljegren up ahead for Robertson. Robertson tried to step around the defense, but couldn't. Cleared back out at center ice with 3 minutes to go. Down into the zone it'll go, and now Jones leaving it back of the net for Brody. Brody starts up ice. Tavares is with him as he hits the line. To Domi, back into the slot it comes. Here's Robertson failing to get the shot through. Played it around into the far corner for Domi. Back to the point once more. Pass in front of the net by Brody was blocked and carried out at center ice now by the Sens. Goaltender Jones still in the net. 2.5 minutes to play in the third. Played to the Ottawa blue line. Leafs down a goal. Brought in by Matthew Joseph. Played back to the net. Cut off there by Morgan Riley rather adroitly. And he starts up with a pass out at center. Now to the line. Chipped in over the line by Pontus Holmberg. He's out there with Bertuzzi. And 2 minutes and 6 seconds to play. Played out at center ice to the line. Brought in by Tarasenko. Knocked down on the play was Liljegren. Puck comes free. Holmberg can't get it out. Liljegren against the board's far side. Chipped back by Greg to the blue line. Near side for Bernard Docker with a shot. That was stopped. The Leafs get it ahead. Bertuzzi can do nothing more than just roll it out, but it's going to go down on goal. So icing is waved off. Now Nylander back of the goal. Playing it around the wall to the point. Kept in by Riley. Back of the net for Willie. Nylander centers it for Matthews. Stopped by Korpisalo.
What a nifty pass from Willie Nylander. Facing the glass in behind the Ottawa net. A little backhand blind pass out, but right out of the stick of Austin Matthews. And unfortunately for Matthews,
so I know my voice isn't the best right now, but this audio is pretty behind. There's only a minute and a half left, so I'm going to call the end of this game. We're going to call to finish it out because there's only a minute and a half left. Leafs have pulled their goalie. It is an empty net. Ottawa going to send this all the way down the ice. It's going to be an icing call. This is going back down to the Ottawa side. So we want to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. The audio, unfortunately, sometimes with buffering and whatnot on the interweb, it can fall behind. But here we go, Toronto. A minute and 20 left to go. Face off in the Ottawa zone. They win it. Get it back to the point. Nylander, he's going to play this over to Max Domi. Max Domi down the far side. Right out in front. It's there. It's in the blue ice. Tavares is banging at it. Domi's banging at it. Marner's banging at it. And Korpisalo somehow, some way, finds a way to scoop that up. Unbelievable. That is incredible. Korpisalo. Thank you, Endgame. It'll give you a taste of what we normally do. But this way, nothing gets ruined when the timer updates, so we'll call it from this way in. Here we go, face off again. The left side of the ice. Tavares is going to win it back to the point to Willie. Nylander is going to flip it over to Riley. Riley back to Nylander. Nylander wasn't at the point, and this is going to come out. 50 seconds to go now. Nylander starting to wind it up. He's going to carry this one in. Nice move. Willie coming right in. Face-off dot shoots. It's deflected over the net. Tavares can't get there. This is sent around and all the way down. It's going to be another icing call. And with 40.4 seconds left, this is coming back to the Ottawa side of the rink. Hey, Lewis, welcome in. So this is going to be a good finish. If you're just coming in, thanks for joining us. We're 2 likes away from 100 likes. Hit that like for me. Hit that subscribe. Here we are, 35 seconds. Toronto has it. Marner tries to bang it around behind the net. Toronto, Matthews, over to Domi. Domi to Marner, or to Riley. Hopped over his stick. Comes to the line. Nylander plays it up to Marner. Marner in the center for Tavares. Shoots. That's deflected over the net. Comes to the side. Here's Matthews. Back to the line. Matthews to Nylander. Nylander shoots. That one gets blocked. Ottawa, they play it too far ahead. Ottawa's going to put this one in the empty net. A slap shot from in front of the blue ice, and Morgan Riley pummels him. Absolutely jumps on him and takes him down. What a dirty move by that Ottawa Senator. Winds up and puts a slap shot from just in front of the blue ice into the empty net. Morgan Riley gives him the big FU as he absolutely jumps him with 5 seconds left in the game. Morgan Riley says, "You don't do that to us." Morgan Riley obviously ejected here. What a dirty play by this Ottawa Senator team. I do not like that at all. Matthews is in there. Everybody's mixing it up now. This game hasn't been so chippy. It hasn't been so much. But they are absolutely getting into it now. Domi's being pulled away. Marner's being pulled away. Matthew is kind of having a chuckle with one of the Senators on the ice. I don't like that. Domi is being ejected. But Ridley Gregg, it was a long pass. He had to skate hard to pick that one up. And literally from the hash marks, he winds up and blasts it in the empty net. And Morgan Rielly goes to a cross-check to the head to take him out. Absolutely crazy. No, John, I disagree. I think that is the right thing. Morgan Rielly says, this Ottawa Senator player is showboating by doing a dirty shot like that. That's bad sportsmanship. You don't go in when you're leading and take a slap shot from right in front of the net. Morgan Rielly did the right thing by taking him out. Now, I don't think the cross-check to the head was the right play, but Morgan Rielly absolutely to go and take out that player to say, what are you doing, you fool? You can't do that. So good for Morgan Rielly for standing up his team. He won't be disrespected. But nonetheless, the game is over. 5 seconds to go. It's 5-3. Toronto's not going to come back. This one is going to go down in the books. I agree. You don't take the No, Dan, come on. Let's not go there. He's not going to be criminally charged. But this is a very disrespectful play by the Ottawa Senators. Morgan Rielly absolutely should have went after him. Cross-check to the head isn't the right thing to do, but he absolutely is in the right to go after a player for doing that. You don't do that. That's not hockey. We talked about it earlier, the disrespect amongst players in the league. What he did here, number 71 on Ottawa, taking a slap shot from the blue ice into the empty net, that is the ultimate sign of disrespect. So, well, Dan, I agree. It is stupid. You can do a lot of damage. But you know what? What Greg did is stupid. If you don't want to cause trouble, if you don't want to find yourself in trouble, don't do stupid things, right? That was a very stupid thing that he did. So because it's Toronto, don't be surprised. Rielly's going to end up getting a multi-game suspension. But I tell you, really, I blame the officials. I blame the officials here because the officials were terrible this whole game. The whole game, the officials were terrible. And this did not need to come to this way. Thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Life is too short to be mad. Go Leafs, go. See you Tuesdays when we beat the Blues. Amen, brother. Amen. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Hit him hard, not in the head. Exactly, Endgame. That's what it was all about. Hit him hard, not in the head. That is exactly what it should be. Rio, what's going on? No, Rio, Rielly's not an idiot. Rielly's not an idiot. Emotions got the better of him here. But again, what the Ottawa Senators player did is absolutely ridiculous. And now Ryan Reeves is trying to get out there and get at Kristalik. So can't wait for the next time these two teams meet each other. There's going to be some fireworks for sure. But Ottawa's going to win this 5-3. You know this is going to start a whole bunch of controversy. Expect Rielly to get a multi-game suspension because the NHL has a thing for Toronto. He does deserve to get fined for sure. But if Jake McCabe, if they hit on Jake McCabe, that headshot into the boards from a blind side was no suspension. There's no way that deserves a suspension. But anyways, nonetheless, it's done. It's over. The Senators have won. Time for me to rest the voice and have some more soup and tea. Rio, that's just disrespectful. You don't do that. That's we talked about earlier, players being disrespectful from each other. When you're winning a game and you go down to an empty net, you don't tee it up and take a slap shot from the edge of the blue crease. You just don't do that, right? So that's the Leafs. We sat here and we complained about how when Matthews got cross-checked into the boards, nobody stood up for him. When Liljegren was tripped by Marchand into the boards and got injured, and nobody stood up to Marchand. Nobody did anything. What are you talking, Rio? Of course it's disrespectful. It's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face to say, yeah, we beat you, and here's the exclamation mark. 100% it's disrespectful. Anyways, we can debate it all night long. We appreciate you all. No need to get upset. Everybody has their own opinions. But this was a crazy game. This was a fun stream. I'm going to go rest my voice. We'll see you next time. Thank you, mods. Thank you, members. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you, everybody. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. From all of us here at the Samwelb B12 Experience, we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.